So I want to start this session by describing to you how advertising works. And now I got to tell you, I have a degree in television and radio at Syracuse University in the Newhouse School. I have 25 years in broadcasting, but it wasn't until the last 2 years that the owner of our company, who happened to be the largest privately held broadcaster in North Carolina, came to me and revealed what I'm going to show you today, how advertising works. And I got to tell you, since I learned this, I've been able to help not only the radio customers I had for the last couple of years that I was in broadcasting, but we use this system for our clients at Post and Boost and advertising in mass media. So there are 4 pillars of effective local advertising. And the best metaphor that I can use for the 4 pillars and why you need all of them would be maybe the chair that you're sitting on might have 4 legs. If we removed one of the legs, would your chair work? And the answer is, well, of course not. And with the 4 pillars of effective local advertising, if one is missing, then chances are the campaign will not work. So there are 4 pillars, and here's what they are. It's reach, frequency, consistency, and copy. Reach, frequency, consistency, and copy. And write that down on your keywords guide. The 4 pillars of effective local advertising are reach, frequency, consistency, and copy. So let's talk about each. Reach. And the question that I would ask is, how many people do you need to reach to expand your business? Well, to get to that calculation, you need to look at what the CDC death rate is, and also just use common sense from the perspective of younger people are not buying advertising, or not buying funeral services, rather. It's older people who are buying funeral services. So if the death rate is 867 and you're targeting adults maybe 35 or older, then this calculator that we have on the Post and Boost website, Reach Calculator, will help you determine how many people you're reaching. Now, the calculator will show you something that looks like this, where you're able to enter the number of calls that you either are currently doing or the number of calls that you want to be doing, and it will reveal to you how many consumers you need to be reaching on a monthly basis. So if I looked at this graph, the way to read this would be is if you do 300 calls a year, you should be reaching about 19 to 22,000 consumers a month. So if you look at this graph right here, identify the number of consumers your advertising needs to reach. Okay, do you see it? Look at that number and then go ahead and write that down on your Myths keyword guide. How many consumers, 35 and older, does your advertising need to reach? Frequency is the second statistic that's vitally important to helping you determine what is an effective form of advertising for you. Frequency is going to be asking the simple question: how many times should you reach your target market in a month? Well, if you're running mass media, these are funeral numbers, okay? We're not selling cars or furniture or hamburgers. We're selling funeral services. So for mass media, probably 7 to 10 times per month would be about the right frequency. And in advertising in Facebook, the frequency might be 3 to 6. Consistency. This is one of the areas that a lot of businesses will fall down on, because sometimes businesses will buy advertising to see if something works, kind of a try and buy approach. But if you're advertising consistently, then you're able to get results like this, where consistent advertising builds an equity position in the mind of a consumer. And of course, if you're always open, you should always be advertising. Consistency. And then the last of the pillars is copy. And I can tell you that's one of the hardest ones, because writing ads for funeral homes can be hard. And like I said in the back of our book, we've got 12 topics that you can use to help you write ads either on Facebook or mass media. But I can tell you, when I first started working in funeral, I spent about 6 months trying to find my way to figure out how to best write ads for customers. And after about 6 months, I said, man, there's got to be a better way to do this. And so what I did was I printed out everything that I'd written, and I cut them out into small little ads. And I took those ads and placed them in piles based on the topic. Some ads were based on people, some ads were based on facilities. And what ended up happening is I could see the topics that I was writing on. So here is, when you think about writing copy, knowing the topic makes it easier to write an ad.